research, you often have to choose the appropriate methods to answer your research questions. Often, these methods are either quantitative or qualitative. But what does this mean, and how do you choose between the method? In this video, we'll explain the difference between these two terms, as well as give some advice on which could you use and why. So, let's go. So, what are quantitative and qualitative methods? Qualitative research usually lets you formulate a hypothesis. It is often expressed in words. It usually is done with small sample sizes, and the data that you collect is analyzed by summarizing, categorizing, and interpreting that data. Quantitative research allows you to test an hypothesis. It is expressed mainly in numbers and graphs, requires large sample sizes to reach conclusions, and the numbers that are then analyzed with math or the statistical analysis. So when can you use which? It all depends on your research question. And in the field of UX research or product research, this is a good guide to get you started, depending on the nature of your research question. So let's break it down. If your question is about what people do, then it is more related to users' behaviors. But if it's more about what people say or think, then it has to do more with users' attitudes or opinions. At the same time, if your question is about why people do or say something, that is probably better answered with a qualitative method, which is better collected through talking, listening, observing people, and such methods. For example, a research question can be, why do users click this button? Or, why do users think this feature sucks? On the other hand, if you want to understand how many people did or say something, you most likely want to use a quantitative method. For example, research questions here can be, how much time does it take for a user to complete this flow? To understand the user's behaviors. Or, how many users think this feature sucks? To understand users' opinions. What can you do to answer your research question? What are the quantitative and qualitative methods that you can choose from? This similar chart shows you different common research methods available in the same spectrum. You can see popular qualitative methods on the left, like usability studies, focus groups, or interviews, and some other popular quantitative methods on the right, like surveys, A/B testing, and others. In the middle, there's some that fall in the middle, also often called mixed methods. These are methods for which, for example, you could collect data in a qualitative way, like asking users to give you opinion about something, but they can be quantified into numbers. Then those are quantities that you can analyze using statistics or math. Let's look at an example. Imagine a common user intercept survey, like HATS, Happiness Tracking Survey. Where would you put this method? As you can see, this is an intercept survey, and our guide tells us that it's usually a quantitative method that captures users' opinions or attitudes. So this type of survey can help you answer questions like how many users are satisfied with your product. However, it can also let you answer questions of why are people satisfied with this product, which kind of enters the realm of a mixed method. You will get feedback and opinion from users that you can then quantify and analyze with statistics.